I was the worst kid in high school. I was a terrible, awful kid. I was a part of a gang. We called ourselves the Zero Rat Race Messers Club. I don't know why we called ourselves that, but we did. My first mentor was a guy named Robert Montour. I still have a very visual remember him laying completely naked in a puddle of mud, sticking his weenie into the barrel of a plastic gun, screaming, "Tommy gun, Tommy gun." I don't know why, but he was my leader, and we embarked on a campaign of terror. One of the first things we did was we waited until our neighbor across the street, who was having babies at a copious rate, they had this thing where when you had babies, they took a baby doll and they put it in a sash and they tied it to the pole outside, and we set it on fire. And then from halfway down the street, here came Tommy Gunn, Robert Montour, with a broomstick lance, and as he rode his bike, he skewered that flaming baby on the lance. But we were just getting started. Within a year, we had found a vacant house on Zion Drive, and we would go over there and set fire to things. And one day we realized, why are we so content with just setting fire to things in the house when we could set fire to the entire house? So that's what we did. We set fire to the entire house, ran across the street, and hid in the bushes for a while. I'm getting smiles and I'm getting frowns. We waited for the cops and the police and the fire department to show up as the vacant house across the street. And I couldn't help but notice that tonight's benefit is Habitat for Humanity. I'm so sorry. Went up in flames, and it was so beautiful, all the fire trucks and the flames, and we had the balls to just get out of the bush and just walk down the street like nothing wrong. We said everything was totally fine, everything was cool. We got away with that. But the peace delivers the stones of our teenage rebellion, and there are other stories of wreckage that I could tell you that brought us to this sad state of affairs, but they dared to bulldoze down our woods where we played as children and build a shopping mall. Now, we didn't know later that shopping mall would become the place that we got our first blowjob, but we weren't thinking about that at the time. We wanted to destroy everything that had to do with the construction of that mall. We started with putting super glue in the bulldozer ignitions. Then we started taking scaffolds apart, and then finally we hit upon the greatest idea yet. We would drop a pallet of bricks off of the top of the scallop onto the cement mixing machine. One day they left the pallet right there. Everybody was off that job site by 4:30. We were there at 4:35 with 2x4s and several dudes. It took several hours, I remember, to work that pallet of bricks to the edge. But when it went, it was an insane feeling. We just saw it tumble over the edge. The boards disappeared. We didn't see it fall. We just heard it. We didn't hear anything. It was just silence. Silence for way too long. And then there was this explosion louder than anything we had heard in our entire lives. And stupidly enough, we realized that the scaffold we were standing on was exactly what the bricks were destroying down at the bottom. And the whole scaffold went back and forth, and somehow righted itself as we leapt to the actual roof of the building, scrambled down, and beheld what we had done. And you want to talk about wreckage, we did it that day, and we never went back to that shopping mall again. That's my story of wreckage. Thank you very much.